Brexit latest, how Von der Leyen banned Boris from speaking to Macron and Merkel. Brexit negotiations have stalled once again, prompting EU and UK top dogs Ursula von der Leyen and Boris Johnson to arrange an in-person meeting in a last-ditch bid to agree a deal. But Ms Von der Leyen has banned the British Prime Minister from speaking to his French and German counterparts, Angela Merkel and Emmanuel Macron. The Brexit transition period deadline is drawing closer and all eyes are on the EU and UK as each entity endeavours to agree a deal in the final days of Brexit negotiations this week. Boris Johnson and Ursula von der Leyen will this week meet after two phone calls within 48 hours failed to resolve outstanding issues. The Prime Minister is expected to travel to Brussels this week as he scrambles to get talks back on track. Health Secretary Matt Hancock today said the Prime Minister intends to really lean in to secure a Brexit deal before it is too late. Mr. Hancock's comments came as the first coronavirus vaccine outside of trial conditions was given to the UK and as France underlined its unwillingness to compromise on the fishing industry. Mr. Johnson and Ms Von der Leyen spoke on Monday afternoon for the second time in 48 hours in a bid to resolve the contentious issues which are preventing a deal being struck. The major stumbling blocks which have yet to be agreed are fishing, the level playing field and the deal's governance. In a joint statement, the UK Prime Minister and EU Commission President said they had asked negotiators to prepare an overview of the remaining differences. The statement read, "We asked our chief negotiators and their teams to prepare an overview of the remaining differences to be discussed in a physical meeting in Brussels in the coming days." Mr. Johnson is expected to head to Brussels as early as tomorrow in efforts to secure a post-Brexit trade deal. However, yesterday both the EU and UK said significant differences remain. Mr. Johnson is expected to remain in Brussels on Thursday in a bid to speak with key EU players including Emmanuel Macron and Angela Merkel. The UK Prime Minister reportedly wished to speak with these key leaders during his latest call with the EU Commission President, but his request was denied. The German Chancellor and French President had reportedly already spoken to Ms Von der Leyen and European Council President Charles Michel earlier in the day. Ms Merkel and Mr Macron had assured the Commission of their support for its negotiating team and strategy according to two diplomats, and therefore Ms Von der Leyen banned them from joining the CAL concessions by the EU and UK in order to agree a deal are unlikely, with each calling the other's requests unreasonable. Media outlets in France have warned French leader Emmanuel Macron is on the offensive in regards to a potential Brexit deal. French media publication Le Monde said talks were on a precipice and that domestic political concerns were a huge factor. The publication wrote, with 2 years to go before the presidential election, Emmanuel Macron wants to avoid at all costs a new social movement that would fuel the populist vote. It added France was particularly on the offensive in regards to the outstanding issue of fishing. Michel Barnier, the EU's chief negotiator, had earlier told EU ambassadors that Wednesday was the final deadline for a deal to be agreed. But Downing Street would only say an agreement had to be reached this week. This week Mr. Johnson offered an olive branch to the EU by confirming he is prepared to withdraw the contentious section of the Internal Market Bill which would enable Britain to circumvent the terms of the withdrawal deal, breaching international law. Although MPs voted to reinstate the contentious laws in the House of Commons on Monday, the move was softened by the government's assurances that it is willing to remove them at a later date.